Okay, I'm here for Litter of Kings and Friends, and I'm with Gasoline Green at Roots and Groove Cafe. Let's just say hello to Tyler.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. And Ollie.
I am here also, hello.
And Eva.
Hello.
Eva, what instrument do you play?
Bass guitar.
Bass guitar. So we got keyboards, Ollie, is that right?
Yes, keyboards and backing vocals.
Just missing a drummer here then. So last time we spoke, it was March 2023, which is about a year and a half ago now. Lots has happened since then, which is the Rose EP came out, Ruins of Liminal Land, obviously the album, the Unplugged EP, and the formation of this larger band. So how did you end up, Tyler, with this larger version of Gasoline Green?
Well, a certain traitor known as Zeb Wiseman decided to...
We love you, Zeb.
We love Zeb. No, he decided to depart, and then Ollie Hall, our previous bass player, kind of went with him because they're like, you know, boyfriends or whatever. But
and
so, yeah. But and then I mean I've known Eva since I've been at college. She's the best bass player in the world. Eva Holmes, best bass player in the world. Ever need a bass player? Get Eva Holmes. She's the best. And we took quite a long time trying to scout for drummers. I knew of Harry already because of Butterfly Handshake, because they're awesome and whatnot. And Eddie and our violinist and Ollie, our occasional trumpet player, have both kind of come and played with us for other gigs. And I was like, you know, make it a bit snazzier, give us a USP, if you will.
It essentially happened by accident because Tyler and I were supposed to be playing a duo gig for my mum's birthday party. And there was a miscommunication, and we ended up inviting everybody because Tyler and I we wanted another musician with us. So Tyler was like, "Okay, I'll invite the trumpeter Ollie." Yeah. And then I was like, "Oh well, I'll invite Eddie," and we didn't communicate this. And then we brought we both knew we were bringing someone else, and then we brought Harry as well. And then, you know, it kind of ended up with us, 6 of us in the garden playing.
Yeah, 6 people in a tiny little outside, like, gazebo crammed together.
Well, can I just ask you then, you've got bass, drums, keyboards, guitar, normal stuff, but you've got a violinist as well. How has that work then? Because obviously none of your parts are written for violin.
Well, I mean, because we're doing a lot of new material at the moment, stuff that I've been writing, so... I mean, it's kind of been working for that. And then it's it's a surprisingly easy instrument to kind of add into, and it just gives it a new kind of flair, you know, it gives it a new kind of angle, which I quite like. Because I feel like with like such of a change of kind of people, it's nice to have a change of sound as well, you know?
It's exciting to see. Eva, have you found the bass parts okay to play? Are you sort of replicating them, or is it a new thing?
Yeah, no, so a lot of them I've had to go back to the original records and learn it off there. And then I was sent some of Seb's old bass parts as well, because... Oh, sorry, Ollie's old bass parts. Oh dear. Yeah, and I learned them from his recordings because he'd written a bunch of stuff for live performance, which was a bit different to the album, which was really cool. So I learnt some of them, and then added a few of my own bits as well, which it was quite a fun thing to
do.
do.
Yeah, it's important, isn't it? So here's a question about the albums then, which is the recording of Liminal Land, the Ruins of Liminal Land. How is that different to the first album? I mean, what should we think is the difference between these two things? What was the intention?
I think it's grander. It's more. It's a more kind of. I feel like the first album is more of a bunch of songs, where that album is more of a kind of holistic thing. It's got more of him on it. You know.
Pointing at Ollie?
Yes, more lovely piano and whatnot. We did a very nice piano recording in a church in Epping.
Yeah, we went into Epping to the church, and they were very kind to let us use it for the day, and we brought all the equipment in there. And then we also... I go to the church in Epping. I attend there with my grandparents, so it was perfect. And I spoke to the choir master, and he let us use the organ. Wow. So almost all of the organ you hear on the album is a real church organ.
No, all of it.
Well, there's some, yeah.
Oh.
I think.
It's like you're not entirely in control here, Tyler.
Okay, there we go. So it's all real organ, and. So yeah, we set up mics in the corner of the church to get the reverb, and then, you know, we just play. It's such a rich, grand sound. That's sort of it was that grandness and bigness of the album that kind of set it apart from the first one, which you sort of recorded all yourself in your bedroom. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying basically that the first album is like a collection of songs, and which normally is the case, isn't it, for a first album? It's just what you've got, and then this is more purposeful, the second album. Like you have an idea of what you want behind it.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely.
It's a great response. Yes, well done. I should have done this on my own, shouldn't I? So the themes, which sometimes are very hard to unlock lyrically, like what's actually happening, has that shifted a lot, or is that sort of many and various?
It just depends what's going through my head. I'm weird when I write because I do it almost, subconsciously. I don't really think about it because if I try and write anything that actually makes any literal sense, it just ends up being really cringy and horrible. So I feel like, I mean, I love David Lynch. All of his films, most people watch them and go, "What the hell is going on?" But it's, it's kind of makes sense on a different kind of level. So that's what I try and do, but don't do very well.
I mean, how do you take to it, Eva? All this sort of the flow, sort of poetry. Are you sort of keyed into what Tyler's going on about?
I mean, I just play bass.
I just play bass.
Play bass. I'm here to play bass. Oh no, it's cool. I mean, I can't write lyrics. I don't write lyrics.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think everything Tyler comes out with is really impressive.
So Ollie is sort of wingman here. Are you like in on these things?
There are company secrets, aren't there?
many company secrets
about parts of the album, but I am not permitted to reveal some of them. They are very much open to interpretation.
Yes. The real answer is underwhelming.
Right. So not worth investigating.
Yes.
Okay. So you're at the Institute now, Tyler, studying music. Has this in any way affected your sort of music at all, or is it more studious rather than imaginative?
Well, it's meant that I've got to play with the best bass player in the world quite a lot.
Eva
Holmes, yes.
On the new album, there's a few songs, isn't there, that have been kind of inspired by stuff at college.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, there's there's a new song which we're not playing live for arrangement reasons, but it's on the upcoming thing that I'm working on at the moment. But that's named after, in Michael Allen, our teacher, in his room J16. There's a really old kind of drum set, and it's got the Billy Mills Embassy Band written on the front, and so I decided to make a song to an imaginary version of what that would sound like, because I tried finding it and I couldn't find anything.
No. Are we giving too much away about the new project? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about it. It's fine.
I'm a real fan, as you know, I'm a real fan of everything you've done. But what I don't understand is when you go on Spotify, and I don't want to be like, stats heavy here, but 68 listens a month. I don't understand it. So what do you think's going wrong, if you think that's wrong?
I am too lazy to promote. Yeah.
But these things move around word of mouth, don't they?
Not so much anymore. I think to be as successful, like Spotify-wise successful, you have to pretty much just become a content creator now, and I'm not in any way doing that because I'm so awkward in front of camera. It's ridiculous. So you can't imagine me going, "Hey, did I just make the song of the summer?" That's not my that's not my kind of vibe.
Hey, you, like that.
I mean, I think there's sort of been a huge there's been a huge sort of TikTokification of the music industry,
I
and I
that
think
word.
and I think that's not. It's arguably something you have to buy into in order to be able to make it anywhere now, because that's just all the new music is coming out of social media and out of these people who oftentimes were social media personalities before they did music or made this personality out of their music, and that's something that is sort of. It's a whole nother world you have to learn to navigate in order to be able to have that success. And are we quite there yet?
No.
Do you need someone to do these things for you?
I don't know. The thing with...
Sorry, I wasn't offering. I know nothing about these things.
Well, no, because the thing is, because obviously me and Eva are both hopefully going to Guildhall next year for uni. Ollie's going to uni doing some crazy super smart thing because he's super smart and whatnot. So, I mean, I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I can do this without having to worry about it paying my bills, essentially. So I'm more interested in just doing what I want to do and having fun with it while I can, and not having to worry about the pressures of, oh my god, I need all these people to listen to me, and I've got to sell my soul to TikTok and whatnot. So I'd rather just have fun.
I mean, I'm not suggesting it necessarily means anything. The music's still great, whatever. Even if no one listens to it, the music's still great. Right, last question then for each of you is this: is where do you think, like, generally sort of indie rock, pop music is sort of heading at the moment? In 5 years' time, where do you think we'll be, Eva?
With indie rock kind of music.
Sort of feel of it, the way it's going.
I don't know, because I don't think bands is really a thing anymore, but I don't think the band thing is going to be a big thing. I think that the way the music industry is going is going to be, the music's going to, because of the AI and stuff, it's going to be who can replicate that live. That's where the jobs are going to be. So I think it's going to be going to musicians who can replicate what kind of a computer's done in a live kind of environment.
That's a really interesting idea. The split between live and AI maybe. What do you think, Ollie?
I mean, I think there's always going to be a market for human-made music. I don't think that will ever go away. But I think a lot of people in the music industry do underestimate the power of AI. And you always see people say, AI will never be able to do what humans do. It'll never have emotion in music. And I simply think that's not the case. I think it's only a matter of time until AI is making genuinely good music. Whether or not that's a bad thing for the music industry is not a moral judgment I'm willing to make, but I think it is something that especially younger musicians like us have to be aware of, is how everything is going to shift, is shifting already, but in the next 5-10 years things could really be flipped on their head.
Right. I imagine this is exciting for you though, Tyler, because you like all this, don't you? This sort of modern AI stuff.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. For me, I just feel like the gap between, because I don't think bands are ever going to die ever. I don't think that's, because I just can't see that happening. But I feel like the ridge kind of between mainstream, almost computer-based music, if you will, the music which gets all the listens on Spotify, and the bands, the independent young. But I feel like the kind of ridge between them is just kind of slowly increasing. Because obviously there was a time where they were kind of quite close, but now, I just feel like, they're just separating slowly until they drift off into outer space,
I think in some ways the internet has democratized music a little bit, in the sense that you don't necessarily need a record company anymore to make it. And obviously, as we said, selling your soul to TikTok, it's not necessarily the only way of doing it. So I think that the internet has had positive effects on that. But I think we're going to see an increasing amount of record companies investing in AI. We might even see the death of the record company as a thing if things like Spotify decide instead, we can cut out the record companies entirely. We can run this AI on our servers ourselves. We, cut out the record companies, which, could be good for musicians, or they could cut out the musicians as well. We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen, but it's certainly an interesting time.
Well, look, you've tantalised us a little bit about what might be next. Is it an EP, single, album, Tyler? Finish on a good note.
You know me. I can't not make albums. It's just my way of existing. So yeah.
So what should we expect coming up next?
The
full works?
You should expect David Lynch and Phil Elverum.
Okay. Mixed. The child of. Okay. Thank you so much, Gasoline Green. 3 of you. We're missing 3 or 2? 2. Thank you so much.
2.5.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Eve.
Cheers, nice to meet you.
Eva, sorry. Tyler.
Woo!
And Ollie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.